Hello and welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn and this is the July reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. So I went ahead and pulled the cards prior to starting this video, and so I'm using the Grand Lenormand Oracle deck, and the cards that came out for you guys is the Birds card, the Bouquet, the Anchor card, Anchor, Tree. Initially when it came out like this. I'll show you the photo of it. And then, so I flipped it over, the Tree. And then the last card is the Mouse. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is Cancer, in the month of July, you're going to be kind of like in a space where you're having a lot of communication. So you might be, it comes through as gossip, like the Birds card, kind of comes through as gossip, but it's like communication. So talking, chatter, communication, about something that feels, it makes you happy. It makes you happy. So it's just happy conversation. It could be with a sibling. It's definitely with a family member with this card here. That's a family member. This might be a family member that you might not have been speaking to you in a while, that you had like a deteriorating relationship with, but now you're in a space where you guys are talking, you're chattering like old friends. For some of you, this could be like a sister. So it feels like sisterly chatter, right? At the center, though, of this reading, there is the Anchor card, which is a card that indicates stability, groundedness, some sort of connection or an anchor, right? And so it kind of feels like for you, this is someone, it's looking like someone that is in your family tree, right? So at the nature of these conversations that you're having, you're talking about someone in your family tree, someone that you might have been, it could be like a parent, or it could be a sibling. There is sibling energy here with the Birds card, but it's regarding like a sibling's like partner, whether it's their ex or someone that they used to be married to, or if it was someone in your family that has like a widow or someone that passed away. There is like some sort of salacious gossip about this person, right? This person is definitely in your family tree. So there's that. So for some of you, though, you could be getting communication that you feel like is happy because you hear that someone is not necessarily doing well. This sounds crazy. So for some of you, you really don't like the person. Like, you haven't spoken to them. You haven't had any communication with them. There might have been some sort of falling out, but you are receiving information about their health or their deteriorating health. And for some of you, for some reason, it's related to your level of stability. So it could also be a parent that you might hear that their health is not doing that well, or that their health is deteriorating. And so this is crazy, and I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. I feel like the chatter, even though it's like, you know, this here is good chatter, right? It's good gossip. It feels like a gift to you. And I feel like a part of the conversations that you're having about this person whose health is deteriorating is whether or not you're going to get any sort of financial gain after they pass away. I'm here to tell you that if that's what you're waiting for, if that's what you're thinking about, it's not going to be as much money as you think it is. I'll just say that. Okay. So yeah, I mean, there is going to be some sort of news coming to you about someone in your family or your family tree that is suffering from ailing health. And so there's going to be a lot of gossip about their widow, or, you know, gossip about a widow or like an affair or something related to like their marriage, right? So there is a lot of talk going on this month in your family tree. So I'm going to pull cards from the Rider-Waite tarot deck to kind of look at the overall energy, building on what information is here for you guys. So what should Cancer expect this month? What should Cancer expect this month? Queen of Cups, right? And what is Cancer? I'll use them. Page of Wands. Okay, so in your present, you have the Queen of Cups. So this is really just you, really kind of like in a good space where you're feeling like you're in control of your emotions and in control of the things that are going on in your life. Like I do feel like a level of security for you right now, or you might feel like you're in a space where you're, you know, you're really secure and everything is kind of like working out in your life. What is crossing you is the Queen of Pentacles. So this could be the family member. So this could be a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn individual in your family who you feel like might be a little bit money hungry, or is really concerned about finances, or they're coming to talk to you about finances, right? So that's what's crossing you. So there's a component of a financial situation happening here. There's also the Four of Swords in the reverse, which is an indication that you two might have kind of like taken a break from each other, right? You haven't really been talking in a while. Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So this ultimately is the conversation. So for some of you, like I said, you guys might be catching up, might be really getting to know each other, a lot of talkative type of energy, really trying to like get reacclimated with each other, really playing like catch up. But I do kind of feel like a little bit of issue between you and this person, and a space, like, so sense of you having like space between the two of you where you haven't been talking for a while, or haven't spoken in a while, and now getting to the space where you're kind of like, you know, talking again, really trying to get to know each other again, but really talkative type energy, right? In the past. So again, like this is like that breakup, you know, the Hierophant energy. I feel like you guys had like a split between the two of you, because here is also the Five of Cups in the reverse, right? So I feel like you're kind of mourning the situation a little bit, mourning the distance, mourning the break in communication, feeling like it was a loss to you, right? Like you feel like you lost something, and it kind of puts you in like a negative space. So this person could also have fire in their chart as well, with the King of Wands here in reverse. I feel like ultimately when you left the situation, I feel like you took a hit on an energetic level. I feel like it really diminished you. You really kind of like walked away from the situation feeling very sad and feeling like you kind of like lost the wind in your sails. And so now you're in a space where you're trying to like move forward. But with the Knight of Swords here in reverse, like I do feel like you need to take the time to think about the steps and the directions that you're taking before you execute. Really try to be in a grounded space before you make any major decisions about moving forward into any new projects or any new things that you're trying to work on or put your energy into. Like you, there is a sense here that if you are interested in kind of rekindling a relationship with someone who could be a fire sign individual who you kind of felt close to, as in terms of feeling like you're close to them as family, like you would consider them family. Like, you should be mindful about rushing back into that relationship, because I do feel like that break that you had with them was a necessary break. And so you can't ignore that, right? So, you can't ignore that dynamic, right? But I feel like you want to. I feel like you want to, right? Here in the subconscious, right, we have the 8 of Wands. This is an indication, again, for messages, incoming messages about a Cancer sign, and being in a cyclical type energy. So this really feels like cycle energy. Like, this is not the first time this has happened. This is not like the last time it's going to happen, which is probably the reason why you need to kind of like take the opportunity to really figure out the dynamics of this relationship before you rush right back into where you left off, right? This is the chance and the opportunity to kind of get that relationship right and have it being in a very balanced place where the both of you, it's like an equal give and take, and that you're respecting each other's boundaries and respecting how the other person feels, or what the other person feels about, you know, the situation, whatever it is that caused the rift in between you. In the future, we have the Page of Wands and the Heartbreak card, which is the 3 of Swords. Again, any decision you make in terms of having anyone enter into your life, particularly if they're earth signs, so we have, again, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, whether they're a fire sign, so Sag, Leo, who am I missing? And Aries, right? You want to be very careful about dealing with them, especially if you had a past situation or a past dynamic with them, because sometimes people don't necessarily change, right? And so even if this is a new dynamic, or this is a new situation or a new person, you might not have dated them in the past, but you knew them in the past, or you might have stopped talking to them in the past, and now you're rekindling some sort of relationship. You want to be mindful of how you move forward, and don't just rush forward, right? Like, allow the beat to build, right? So what is this Knight of Swords here for Cancer? What is Cancer rushing into that they need to think about before they proceed forward? What's that? Yeah. So I feel like you're doing the most, right? You're kind of like rushing into a situation that is going to be a little bit too much for you, right? So it feels like you are going to be taking on more responsibilities than you need to take on. You're going to be putting yourself in a space where you're, you know, doing other things that are outside of what you need to be doing for yourself, because you are so gung-ho about rekindling this relationship, whether it be a relationship with a family member, or whether it be a relationship with a new love interest, or a past love interest that is returning back to you. Like, don't rush it. Really take the time to get to know this person, because I do kind of feel like there's like this whole thing about them having already done this to you in the past, coming in, you know, being like, you know, very talkative, and they want to tell you some things, and they've changed, and again, you realize they have not changed. They are the same person that they've always been, and now you're mad. So don't do that to yourself, right? Really try to take this slowly. Don't take on any extra responsibilities that you don't need to be taking on. And especially if this is in terms of taking care of someone who's ill, do not take on extra responsibilities that you cannot afford to take on, okay? Like, just do not do it. Because even if someone comes to you and tells you that they're going to take care of you financially if you do something and make you feel stable, it's not going to be as much as you think it's going to be, and you're really going to be mad. So don't do it. Okay. What's the advice? We're pulling advice cards from Shamanic Healing, And we're going to get an advice card for you guys for this month. And the advice card is 3-3, which is integration. So ultimately, you've learned some lessons in the time that you've been away from this person. And so when this person comes back into your life, you need to implement those changes so that you're not in the same situation, or you're not in the same path with these people, you know, with this person or these people or these individuals that you've learned, right? You've learned from the past, and you're going to apply the things that you've learned into this current dynamic with this person. Integration. We are sum of all of our experiences in this and other lives. We will bring forward a wealth of knowledge, talents, and wisdom. One of the challenges is remembering who we are. We are bombarded every day in every way with messages on who we should be, what we should do, what we should wear, how we should live. These messages come from the media, society, our family and friends, and even strangers can drown out who we really are meant to be, who we have grown into lifetime after lifetime. Find some quiet moments in your day to identify and start a relationship with that small, strong voice inside you. Pretty soon, you won't hear the other voices. Many times in your interactions with others, you hear that small voice that tells you something is not right. Your logical mind tells you to stop it. Nothing is wrong. Stop being silly, dramatic, or reacting. You may ignore your inner voice in a quest to fit in, to be loved, or to be admired. You do not realize that your inner voice is warning you that the other person's energy is not matching their words or actions. Listen to your instincts about the situation or person. So definitely this person that's coming back to you, that's coming into your life, like, they are not coming to stay. They are literally going to try to run the same type of game that they ran on you the first time, a second time around. And you have to be in a position where you are learning from your mistakes, and you are listening to your intuition that's telling you that something is not right, so that you can avoid this. Okay? So really sit with that information. Like, I know that sometimes people coming back makes you feel special and makes you feel loved, and you know that just means that they missed you, and I'm sure they did. But at the same time, if they're coming in and it's like a fast talk situation and they just trying to get something out of the deal, don't do it. Learn from your past interactions with them. Okay? So that is the end of the reading for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you guys soon.